It's your boy Lindokuhle Bambelo, and this is my first video. I was actually contemplating between doing first a get to know me tag, because it's very important for us all to get to know each other before we can kickstart anything. But I felt like this one was much more important. Usually start analyzing the US dollar currency index, because it gives us an indication of what is going to happen to the US dollar itself and as compared to other currencies. So without any further waste of time, let's get right into it. So I normally zoom out to actually have a better picture of what's going on inside the market. So as you can see, that was the hour high. Then this is our low right here. So the market is at the current moment is kind of like playing around this consolidation. But what's more important is the current market price, to understand what is going on the current moment. So I'm going to zoom in and yeah, see what's actually going on. So we have this uptrending market over here, which is basically our daily trend, which is an uptrend at the current moment. So we know that if you see something like that going to the lower time frames, we'll most likely be looking for more buying opportunities. But the whole point of analyzing is for us to actually confirm that on the lower time frames, and to actually understand what is going on inside this particular trend that we have identified here. So I'm going to drop down to the 4-hour time frame, because I usually start on the day to determine my trend, whether it's an uptrend, bearish trend, or consolidation. So this is the 4-hour chart. Then zoom out again. So as you can see, the price becomes much more clear on the higher time frame, and also as you go lower and lower. So higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. And then started playing around from another higher high. Then we are currently at the higher low, hoping that the market is going to push to the upside to give us another higher high before it can actually drop down or drop down below. So at the current moment, that is what we are seeing. Notice that we have a bullish flag, bullish continuation flag over there, and this type of nature, of which where the market got the breakout, and we have some sort of a support level over here. And then if we zoom in, you would also notice something like an inverse head and shoulders, which is usually a reversal pattern, bullish reversal pattern. So that is also what I'm seeing over here on the 4-hour time frame. But in the market, you always have those sensitive areas, the turning points where the market is likely not to break above and go back where it came from, or it can break above and continue going to the upside. So this is what I would consider my sensitive area over here on the currency index. So should the market, the dollar index, break above this level, give us a retest, then the continuation. So this will mean that the US dollar is most likely to perform better or stronger as compared to other currencies like the euro, the pound, the Australian dollar, the Swiss, the CAD, and many more. So we're going to drop it now down to the 1-hour time frame to actually understand what is probable and also what is possible. So having identified this part as our sensitive area, what does this mean? Usually the bullish flag, we usually have the impulse, then the market corrects a bit like it did here, and the breakout was impulsive. This would act more like a double bottom or a retest or that inverse head and shoulders. But obviously at the current moment, we're more like looking for the dollar index to push the price to the upside, which is the dollar to be strong. However, we can't conclude that at the current moment. The point of interest is the sensitive area that I've highlighted here, because we would like to see whether the market, when it reaches this level, it's going to reject or it's going to cross above, give us a retest, and then push to the upside to give us a double top in overall and actually change direction. So that is my overall outlook on the DXY. But let's drop it to the 1 hour time frame. So dropping it into the 1 hour, you would see that there's not much going on in here except for waiting, because trading is 80% waiting and 20% trading. So at the current moment, we do not have any confirmation that indeed we are going to the upside, but we will observe the market and see whether it's going to push the price to the upside and actually see what is it going to do when it reaches this sensitive area, whether it's going to come back again, possibly break the support and then come back for a retest and then give us those selling opportunities. However, if it does not do that, then it is most likely to break above, give us that retest. Then that's how we would know that the dollar index indeed is going to be bullish, meaning that US dollar is going to be strong. So that is my overall view or outlook on the dollar index. This is basically, this level, sensitive area, is basically my sensitive area or my point of interest, where I would like to see what the market is going to do when it reaches that part. So it's only a matter of waiting and see what is going to happen. Then whatever happens, we will be able to capitalize on that. So that is why it is important in the market to be open-minded, to see the market both in possibilities and in probabilities. So now that we're done, so we're going to look at the currencies now, because this is, like I said, this is a dollar index. We analyze this to actually understand what is going to happen on the dollar. Is it going to appreciate or is it going to depreciate? So first I'm going to go to EURUSD. So likewise, we're going to start on the daily time frame to actually understand what is going on in there. So first things first, we zoom out. So right here, I'm seeing this bearish trend on the EURUSD. So this is the euro versus the dollar. We want to see which one is going to be strong, is going to perform better than the other as of Monday. Right, so that is what I'm currently seeing on EURUSD. Remember guys, it does not have to be perfect because we are trading an imperfect market. So your touches, they do not necessarily have to be accurate. So let's drop it now to the 4-hour time frame. Dropping it now to the 4-hour time frame, we would see that this was our first touch, second touch, and the third touch, and the fourth touch. Then below we have the first touch, the second touch, and the third touch. So looking at the market, at the way it is currently moving, you would see that we had the impulse move, then the market corrected, another impulse move, then a beautiful and a larger version of a correction, then the market impulse move, then correction, impulse move, correction, impulse move, then it reversed and then started pushing to the upside. So that is how that's basically the market nature, guys. It's impulse move, correction, impulse move, correction. That's just how the market moves. So without any further waste of time, we'll focus on the current market price to actually understand what is it that we're most likely looking for. So as you can see, I'm looking at this impulsive move. So this is more like a correction. So we're going to see whether the market is going to cross above, then go to the upside, or it's going to impulse up, correct, and then give us that continuation to the downside. And also I'm seeing some sort of a resistant level over here, which is a sensitive area, because you can see that every time when the market reaches this level, it rejects. So it was support, then we broke below, which is resistance turned into support at this point, and then the market now is currently at a resistance. Unless if we break above that resistance, that is when we're going to start looking for buying opportunities. But for now, the overall outlook, I would say it sells because of where the market is currently at. But let's zoom in and actually see what's most likely to happen. Right. So the market, let's fix the prices now. So I'm actually finding this in two ways, the way I'm currently looking at it. So the market is currently at a resistance that has been respected for quite a long time in the market. So what you should know is after every impulse move, we get a correction, then another impulse move. So this is what I'm really anticipating here. But let me get right into it as to why am I looking at something like that. So if you can actually go inside, there's some sort of a version of a head and shoulders, which is if the market breaks below the trend line, then that is when you're going to start looking for those selling opportunities to the downside. If the market breaks the trend line, give us some sort of a correction, then we're going to start looking for selling opportunities. And we also have some sort of a sensitive area over here. So I think if we are going for selling opportunities, it would be best if we wait for the breakout, then the retest, then the continuation to the downside. Then this is where we're going to get our 90% rule, because the next impulse must cover 90% of the first or the initial impulse. So that is my overview of what is currently going on EURUSD. But if we put the trend line like this, then you would also most probably see that our right shoulder is forming outside of the trend. And I've found the head and shoulders that form when the right shoulder or the other shoulder forms outside of the pattern are the ones that are most reliable, because now this is more like a rising wedge, which is a reversal pattern. So the market went to the downside and started forming higher highs and higher lows. And then now it's going to reverse from that point and is currently at a resistance. Then what we're currently looking for is for the market to give us that right shoulder and to actually confirm to us that it's indeed going to the upside. So that is my overall outlook. So the reason why I'm saying we should wait for the break of the support, because as you can see, this is also a minor mid-trend level that has been respected by the market, because it was resistance until it turned into a support, which is the market failed to break below, and then for the second time now. So it would be worth waiting to see what's going to happen when we reach this price point 1.06197. But we're not ruling out the fact that this could be an impulse move, then the market may correct a bit, to actually gain more strength to push the price to the upside. So that is what is possible, but the probability at the current moment is as if the market breaks below, give us a retest, then the continuation. So this is where we're gonna look for our selling opportunities. Stop loss just below, and this will be our TP level, 90% rule. So that is my overall outlook on Euro USD. Because the Euro USD is negatively correlated with the US dollar pair, US versus the Swiss francs pair. So the next pair that I'm going to analyze is the US dollar versus the Swiss francs. Oh, actually it's the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar. So we usually start on the higher time frame. So the reason why we start on the higher time frame is for us to understand the overall trend, the market direction. Are we buying? Are we trending to the upside? Are we trending to the downside? Are we consolidating? Those are the three market conditions. So looking at this, so we zoom out to see the market on the bigger picture. So I'm seeing an expanding channel over here on USDCAD, seeing an expanding channel, first touch, second touch, third touch, and the fourth touch. First touch, second touch, third, so an anticipated fourth touch, somewhere around about there. It's pure price action. I only do technical, guys. I used to do also fundamental analysis, but it used to confuse my mind, and then that's when I started making the shift into focusing only on technical analysis. So technical analysis is only when you're analyzing the market through approaching it through price action, candlestick patterns, trends, and everything like that. So without any further ado, guys, so I'm seeing this uptrend and also some sort of a sensitive area somewhere around about here, the support level of some sort, which has been respected by the market. So let me just zoom it in so it becomes much more clear. So yeah, this is what I'm seeing. So the market came here, rejected support, went down below, and then continued. Then the market has been respecting this level. So what we would like to see is whether the market is going to come here, give us some sort of a double bottom, and then continue going back to the upside, or it's just going to go below, break out, give us the retest, and then the continuation to the downside. But let's drop now to the 4-hour time frame to understand what is going on. So on the 4-hour time frame, I'm seeing this bullish flag that we formed there where the market rejected. Because remember, guys, like I said, that after every impulse move, you get a correction, then the impulse. It also works in both ways: impulse move, correction, then the continuation. So this is what happened here. Impulse move, larger version of a correction inside the trend, because that was our fourth touch, and then the market continued to the downside. But we have not yet reached our 90% rule, because the market nature, like I said, that the next impulse must cover 90% of the initial impulse. So by looks of things, we are almost there. We are almost there. See, guys, it's easy like that. Nothing complicated. It's just pure price action, patterns, support and resistance, trends. So at the current moment, I'm looking at this sensitive area. So currently on USDCAD, I think the market by looks of things is going to give us that retest probably there and continue to the downside. So that is this support level is the most important area or a point of interest. So we can see, because what could potentially happen if we're treating this as an impulse. So this could be some sort of a correction. Maybe when the market, when it gets here, it's going to give us some sort of a pattern like this. And then maybe by means of a double top or inverse head and double bottom or inverse head and shoulder, then the market pushes to the upside to give us a double top somewhere there in the future, and then come back to sell. So that is also what I'm currently seeing on USDCAD. But for now, the probability is I would wait for that retest, and then if there's an opportunity or an entry for me to sell, then we're gonna look for selling opportunities to actually complete the setup, when it gets there. So when the market gets to the resistance, we can either wait for a hanging man, which is a pin bar, a reversal candlestick. So it's a candlestick that looks like this. No guys, sorry about that. So it's a candlestick that looks like this. Looks like this. It's something that looks like this, but particularly at the resistance. Or we can, I usually look for something like this, which is bearish engulfing candle, something like this. So when the second candle is bigger than the previous one, then, which is the thing of engulfing means that the body of the next candle covers the full body of the previous candlestick. So that is what I would wait for currently on USDCAD, guys. So that's all. Moving on to the next pair, GBPUSD. I had already analyzed GBPUSD. So on the daily time frame, there's nothing that I can erase everything, but I did not really find anything stronger or a trend that is stronger. But I'm seeing this one now, something of this nature, something of that nature. That is what I'm currently seeing on GBPUSD. So we're just gonna zoom it in so we can actually see what's going on. Yeah. So I've got my first touch, second, third touch, first touch, second, third touch. Let's go to the forward time frame to actually understand what is going on. So GBPUSD is usually most correlated with EURUSD because this is more like a similar structure, if you can see, because I'm currently spotting this nice head and shoulders, which can be a confirmation that we indeed are going to the downside. But besides that, I'm also seeing this rising wedge, which is a reversal pattern. So the market could be impulse move, then this correction, breakout, retest, and then the continuation to the downside, take profit level, completing the 90% rule. However, in the market, we all have those sensitive areas, so we need to highlight them in order to make more informed trading decisions. So I'm seeing this sort of level over here. So what I would like to see from GBPUSD is the market breaking below, giving us the retest, and then getting the continuation to the downside. Then that is how we're going to know that indeed the selling opportunities are relevant. But what would make this trade invalid would be as if the market respects this level, because there's some sort of an inverse head and shoulders over here, and then pushing the market to the upside. So that is what is going to invalidate this trade or this setup that we are seeing here. But for now, the probability is you might get selling opportunities. Reason why: impulse move, then we have a rising wedge, which is a reversal pattern. Then the second one is this head and shoulders that we're seeing here. And now that we highlighted this level, so it's a matter of waiting to see what the market is going to do. Is it going to break below, give us the retest and sell? It's just a matter of waiting and see what is going to happen, because as you can see, it's a sensitive area. Then the market was a retest, rejected support, then support. So what's going to see? We're going to see now if the market is going to continue pushing the price to the upside, or it's going to break below, give us the retest, and then down. But should the market break below, then this is where we're going to start looking for selling opportunities and hope to swing till that level. So we're currently looking at a risk to reward of, oh, it's nice, it's clean and easy, head and shoulders pattern. So moving on to the next pair, we have this level of support, and the market now is currently giving us now this beautiful bearish trend type of nature structure. And inside trends, the market broke out of structure because it was a reversal pattern inside the trend, And then we also identified a sensitive area over there. So now what's most probably going to happen, if the market breaks below, give us the retest, then you're going to know it's going to give us the third touch over there. However, if that does not happen, then that means the market is going to reject from there, come back to give us maybe a double bottom type of formation, and then push the price probably to the upside. So let's now go deeper on the 4-hour time frame to actually understand what is going on. So we're currently on the 4-hour time frame, and as you can see on the left, this was a sensitive area, which is the market failed to break above that level. NAS100 failed to break above that level. So what are we waiting for? What is it that we want to see? So currently on NAS100, I'm also seeing something similar to USD Swiss francs. It currently at the moment looks like a double bottom. So there's higher chance that the market is going to break below, give us the retest, and then give us those selling opportunities. This is most probably where we're going to start looking for buying opportunities. Should the market break below, give me the retest, and then a bearish engulfing candle or a pin bar, then that is when we're going to know that the market is ready to push the price to the downside on NAS100. However, what would invalidate that would be if the market breaks above, then consolidate, is currently consolidating, and gives something like that, and then breakout, gives the retest, then that's going to know we're going to get our third touch, possibly run about there. Then this would be our sensitive areas where the market is most likely to turn. Should it go above, retest, break above, retest, give us that third touch, and then maybe a double top, a head and shoulders, then we're gonna drop to the downside. So that is my current overview on NAS100. But don't tell what the market to do, it does what it want to do. We try all the best we can to analyze and see what is most likely to happen. But yeah, that will be the end of the video, guys. If you did like this video, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. I would like to hear your thoughts on the comment section down below. What do you think is going to happen? Was there any pair that I analyzed that was similar or had the same analysis as yours? What other pairs would you like me to analyze for you? And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. See you on the next one.